Hey y'all, this is George Cook at African American Reports. And I have some great news for Democrats coming out of Texas. That's right, y'all. I said Texas. Quentin Wiltz, a young brother, was just elected mayor of Pearland, Texas. Now that's a big deal because Pearland, Texas is considered a Republican stronghold where Trump won with 57% of the vote. Well, Wiltz won with 51% of the vote to become the mayor. So congratulations to Quentin Wiltz on his victory and for showing Democrats how it can be done in Texas. All right, y'all. Goodbye and God bless.
It's late, but it's election night here in Texas. We had some municipal elections all across the state, and there's one that I think we should be talking about and highlighting because it's a flip. The Democrats out in Pearland flipped their mayor seat from Republican to Democrat and elected Quentin Wiltz, who was the first black man to be the mayor of Pearland. And if you're not familiar with Pearland, Pearland is a Houston suburb. It's in the Houston metro area. It's in Brazoria County, which is south of Harris County, which includes Houston. And if you grew up in Houston like me, Pearland, the perception of Pearland was like, okay, Brazoria County, that's what, it's more conservative. We're not winning out there is the perception. And Trump actually won the Pearland area by +4 in 2024. Well, I guess that +4 is gone because Quentin Wiltz was able to pull off a win today, of course, with the hard work and support of Pearland and Brazoria area Democrats. And so, to me, I think this highlights a couple of things. One, the shifting in demographics of our suburbs, and they have depended on the suburban mom to help them win statewide. The suburbs are kind of the core of the Texas Republican strategy to win statewide. And these areas are changing. The demographics are changing rapidly. I was just looking at Pearland because as a kid growing up in Cypress, nobody was talking about Pearland. I came back from law school and everybody and their mama had moved to Pearland. And when you look at the demographic change, they went from like 37,000 people in Pearland in the year 2000 to 125,000 people in 2020. In the year 2000, 73% of those people were white. Now, in 2020, that population shifted from 73% being white to now 37% being white. They went from like 2,000 black folks out there to I think it's almost 25,000 black folks in the year 2020. And that number is rapidly increasing. And so when you have these demographic changes and those people get activated, engaged and go out to vote, you'll start seeing flips like this. Also really important too. And here are the vote totals. Now they didn't have 100% in at this point in time, but you still can get a picture of where we are here. And Quentin Wiltz does ultimately win, but you can see he didn't win by thousands of votes. And when the early vote came in, Tony Carbone was up by 10 votes, y'all. 10 people in Pearland who can go out there and vote. So I'm highlighting this so you can see that every single vote counts, especially for these smaller elections. But again, this is very interesting to see a flip out in Brazoria County like this. That's a big deal. I think it's very important for Pearland Democrats and Brazoria Democrats to go out there and support Quentin Wiltz because they don't take losing too well. These Republicans, they don't like losing mayor's races in places like Pearland. They gonna come for him with everything they got. So it's important to go out there and support this man and support the work he does as well. But again, kudos to Quentin Wiltz and kudos to the work of Democrats out in that area as well. Because I listen, somebody asked me, I'd have been like, Republican, it's going to be a red part of this metro area forever. And so now things get interesting because when you can take this kind of win and expand that for congressional districts and state house districts and state senate districts as well. So we'll see if they're able to expand on this, but it's just a really good, exciting win for Democrats in that area, but also statewide as well. It's showing a trend that we eating up those little wins that Trump had +3, gone in a matter of a year and a half. My God, today.
Hello and happy Sunday fun day. I just wanted to bring your attention to some good news. There were elections yesterday in Texas, and They were major flips here from red to blue. The first election was for city council in Arlington District 5, Brittany Garcia Dumas. She flipped the seat from Republican to Democrat. And the big one is in Pearland, Texas. Quentin Wiltz won, flipping the seat from red to blue. Quentin Wiltz has made history, becoming the first Democratic mayor in recent history of Pearland, Texas. Prior to him was Mayor Kevin Cole, who served for about 5 years. And prior to that was Tom Reed, who served for 39 years. Both Republicans. This was a huge upset. So we're talking tons of history, tons of years, turning blue. Just an example of how America feels about this current administration. Congrats to both of them. And I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to vote in every single election, whether they're local or they're national. Please take part and please spread the word. We have to do better as a country. Thank you.
Folks, I have some big news to share with you on the Democratic side of things as of this afternoon. Quentin Wiltz, a Democratic-backed candidate running for mayor in Pearland, Texas, which is a deep red suburb of Houston that has voted for Trump in all 3 elections. Quentin Wiltz has won, the Democratic-backed candidate has won the mayoral race in that suburb. The official results have yet to be certified as of now, but currently Wiltz holds a 51 to 49% lead in the votes against his Republican opponent. This is a significant victory for Democrats in a deep red suburb of Texas, and it is once again a warning sign for the GOP for the November midterm elections. Recent polling has shown us that the current Senate candidate on the Democratic side, James Tallarico, has a real legitimate shot at flipping Texas blue in November. Obviously, a lot can change between now and then, but we will see how things continue to shake out. But again, these small elections matter, and this mayoral race, which has been called, is further proof that Democrats are making gains in deep red districts across the country on a national level. Make sure to like this video, comment down below your thoughts, and share to spread the news and spread awareness. Follow along for more content just like this, and stay tuned for more updates.
So Texas, you can gerrymander all you want. The vote is up to the people, and it's who they go out and vote for. Just because you gerrymandered the state and made it all Republican, that does not mean that people have to vote Republican, and they're showing you in real time. But let's read it. Breaking news. Democrats just flipped Pearland, Texas. Quentin has defeated Republican Tony Carbon in the mayoral race, turning a red seat blue. I love it. We have got to keep the pressure up. The Supreme Court, the only thing they did was made us angry. We are going to show up, and we're going to vote, and we're going to vote like we never have before. And our white tea brothers and sisters are going to come out and vote as well, because they stand with us. There's more people that stand with us than against us. And the only thing you did was brought this country together, and we realized that MAGA Republicans ain't shit.
We've got some amazing news out of Pearland, Texas, which is usually a Republican city. Congratulations to Democrat Quentin Wiltz for winning the mayor's race in the city. He campaigned on all the right issues, like having a better economy for everybody, and a lot of other things too. And this is, again, a great sign. Tallarico has an amazing chance to flip the U.S. Senate seat there. People are pissed off, even in red areas, about the state of the country right now.
Tell me again how Texas is not going to turn blue? Democrats just flipped Pearland, a Houston suburb that has voted for Trump 3 times. This is a deep red county. If Democrats are winning mayoral races, Republicans should be very worried going into the midterms. The demographic map is catching up, and no amount of gerrymandering is going to help that when people are letting you know they are tired.
This is an even bigger sign that the blue wave is only getting bigger. I mean, this is incredible. The fact that this is the first Black mayor in Brazoria County, I mean, that speaks volumes. I mean, it's been decades since they had a Democrat mayor. And the fact that, he won in these times is even more incredible to me. Now, of course, the margin was pretty slim in these county-wide elections. This is why during this election cycle, it's even more important to go out and vote. He got only 51%. You only need 51% of the vote compared to, does it say for the other guy? I think it was 48%. 48%, and the margin was 263 votes. That is super close. And that just goes to show you, your vote definitely does matter. And the article is reporting that only 13% of registered voters showed up to vote. Now, just imagine if these 263 voters that determined the election and Quentin Wiltz winning would have not went in to vote. It would have been a completely different scenario. So that's why I want to stress, if you have a mayor's race coming up, city council, anything coming up, any sort of election, go out there and vote. I think this article, or one of the articles that I read, or maybe it was one of the clips that I included from TikTok, it said that they have 100 something thousand people who live in this county, and only 11,700 votes were cast. I wonder why the turnout was so low. Were they celebrating the Kentucky Derby? Were y'all out partying and watching the race? I wonder why the turnout was so low, because Republicans tend to go out and vote. So that's why it's surprising. But hey, it worked out in Democrats' favor. So I think that this is a monumental win. And just think, you guys, the previous mayor to the one that just left office was 95 years old, and he was mayor from 1978 to 2020, missing only one term. So this county always voted for the same person, and they always typically voted Republican. So the fact that a black man was able to flip this seat, I mean, this is huge. And like I said, this is in Texas. This is Trump territory. So according to the article for the presidential election in November of 24, Trump got 59% of the vote and Kamala got 39%. So that was that's 20%. So imagine how huge that win was for Trump, and look how small the margins are. Now, of course, the turnout is always going to be more for a presidential race. I mean, I think even the biggest cities could say that. But again, I just think that this is a huge win. And like I said, a lot of these places where these seats are getting flipped are in Trump territory counties. In my good news video that I posted last month, I had a video in which I forgot what seat she flipped, but I mean, it was in Trump territory where Mar-a-Lago is, the county where Mar-a-Lago is. That was huge in itself. That again was a small margin. So it only takes a little bit to make a difference sometimes. And that's why I just want to stress that throughout this video. So tell your loved ones who, it's hard to get them out to vote, who are apprehensive about it counting, especially in the smaller races, tell them to just take a couple hours out of their day to go find time to vote, because their vote could be the difference, literally. I mean, this was won by 263 votes. That's nothing. You could probably go to the store and find more people. We have to keep this momentum going, because if we are able to flip so many seats around the country, then that could lead to greater change. And it can, especially when it gets to the midterms, it could stop Trump and his people in their tracks from further causing more chaos and having people negatively impacted by his chaos. So that's why I want to urge to everybody, tell your loved ones, friends, to go out there and cast their vote. I know sometimes it seems like a drag, especially when you have to wait. I mean, typically in these races, you won't have to wait that long. I'm sure it's not crazy like a presidential election. So, I mean, it probably would only take 10, 15 minutes to go vote. Tell them to do it because it makes a difference. Hope like the stories of these seats being flipped are going to inspire people. I know that's not the best way to put it, but it's going to give people the motivation to go out there and cast their vote, because imagine if this county would have just stayed MAGA. Because I mean, the guy he ran against was a city council member, and usually those people tend to be shoe-ins, but the right amount of people went out there to vote and it counted, and now change is coming. I looked him up and it looks like he is from my area in Louisiana. He is from St. Martinville, Louisiana, which is right outside of my hometown, which quite literally hits close to home. And another thing is that he graduated from Southern University, where, I mean, I can't say that's my alma mater because I only went there. I didn't graduate, you guys. I'm a college dropout. Don't at me, but but the majority, no, almost every one of my cousins, yeah, all of my cousins have graduated, and my brother has graduated from Southern University, and he's a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. So all the alphas out there, this is your frat brother. So it hits really close to home, and I feel so much more proud because, I mean, St. Martinville, Louisiana, that is a super small town. It's smaller than my hometown, and that says a lot. So the fact that he's making big moves like this, it just warms my heart to see. I'm really going to have to check with my cousins or my brother to see if they know him somehow, because he graduated the time that they did. So it's possible they know him, because I have one cousin that tends to know everybody. So don't you have that relative in your family that knows everybody? I have plenty of cousins like that. But yeah, it's really nice to see that people from back home are doing big things. And when I saw, it's funny because when I saw his last name Wiltz, I was like, I wonder if he's from Louisiana, because the last name Wiltz is a super common name in the area I'm from. I was like, no, it's possible maybe he's just from Louisiana, but not from my area. No, my instincts were right. Like, the last names where I am from, like, they're very distinctive. Not a lot of people around the country will have the last names that are common in my area. And it shows I was totally right. So yeah, it just makes me feel proud, even though, we're from different cities. I mean, we're right close to each other, next to each other, essentially. So yeah, it's really amazing to see. I love this, and I hope that he makes good progress over there. I hope that no one tries to give him issues or, tries to stop him from making like true and actual changes to help this county progress. Now, I just wanted to bring this to y'all's attention. Maybe if I hear about these, I will try to do videos about when these seats flip, so that this could hopefully like give people motivation to go out there and vote. And this means that all hope is not lost. It's possible that Texas can become blue in certain areas. It's already showing in Republican counties and all over the country. So I think this is a really good start. As soon as I opened up YouTube, I saw this MS Now video about him. So I was like, because I hadn't even heard about this. So I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention. So yeah, if you have elections in your state, in your city, go out and vote. This shows you that your vote does matter. The smaller the town, the bigger the impact your vote is going to have. Don't feel defeated in the fact that your county is red or your city is red. This proves to you that anything could happen. If enough of their side doesn't show up to vote, then change will come, and you will feel proud of yourself for being a part of the change that was put into place for your city, your county, your state. So keep that in mind and spread this information everywhere, because people need to go out and vote. Vote, 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 vote. We need to start early, and these elections are only ramping up. And I hope, like I said, it will give people inspiration and motivation to be a part of the change. If everybody just stays complacent that doesn't typically vote, or they only vote in presidential elections, that's how we stay in the same like places and situations that we're in with the same old fashioned leadership. Like, look at this county, like pre-pandemic, the mayor was 95 years old. So you know they were probably being ruled under antiquated, old-fashioned like type of policies. So get out there and tell every person you know that can vote to go out and vote if there are any races coming up in your area or your state. I know I sound like a total broken record, but I just have to stress that fact because this makes me feel excited that things are happening. Things are happening and the changes are here. The cracks are showing on their end, and the progress and the changes are happening where we need it most, is in these races. So let your people know of the seats that are flipping, and that will give them the motivation to go out there and be a part of the change. But anyway, you guys, before I start rambling even more, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you made it this far, you know I appreciate you as always. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Bye. See you later.